The first few moments of your morning carry immense power. In the quiet space between sleep and wakefulness, your mind is at its most open, free from the clutter of opinions, deadlines, and digital noise. This is not a time to rush or react. It is a time to reconnect. Starting your day in stillness is not a luxury. It is a discipline. It is a choice to honor the silence before the world begins to speak. Stillness is not just the absence of noise. It is the presence of awareness. When you wake, sit in silence, not to escape the day, but to face it with clarity. Sit with your breath. Feel it as it enters and leaves your body. Observe your thoughts without judgment. You are not trying to fix anything. You are simply returning to yourself. In this space, you are reminded that your internal state matters more than external circumstances. Too often, people wake up and immediately reach for their phone, scroll through endless distractions, or jump straight into doing. But doing is not the same as being. You can be active yet aimless, productive but disconnected. Stillness anchors you. It allows you to begin from a place of stability instead of stress, like a warrior sharpening their blade before battle. You prepare your mind before facing the demands of the day. This practice of morning stillness is a ritual, a form of inner training. Just as muscles require repetition to grow strong, your mind requires moments of intentional quiet to develop resilience. In these moments, you cultivate patience, awareness, and focus. You learn to listen, not to the noise around you, but to the wisdom within. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing one thing fully, being present. And it's in this present awareness that your words have the most power. When you tell yourself, I do not wait for strength, I build it, say it from a place of stillness. Let the words come from silence, not from urgency. Let them rise like the sun, gradually, with strength. In stillness, the message is not just heard by the mind, it is absorbed by the soul. And that is how your day begins. Not scattered, but centered. The words you speak to yourself each morning are not casual. They are seeds, and like any seed, they carry the potential to shape what grows in your mind, in your attitude, and in your actions. When you begin your day with a specific, intentional affirmation, such as, I do not wait for strength, I build it, you are choosing to shape your inner world before the outer world has a chance to influence you. It's not about magic words, it's about choosing a direction. Every thought has weight. Every belief builds structure within you. When you speak the same powerful sentence each morning, you are laying a mental foundation. You are not hoping the day will go well. You are preparing to make it so. That single sentence becomes a guidepost, a reminder of who you choose to be regardless of the circumstances. Repeating it daily gives it authority, not as a fantasy, but as a truth you practice. Affirmations are often misunderstood. They are not meant to create a false sense of perfection or to deny struggle. They are tools of alignment. When repeated with intention, your affirmation clears away mental fog and redirects your attention to what truly matters. It trains your focus to return to effort, to consistency, and to personal responsibility. I build strength is a declaration that you are not waiting for better moods or easier situations. You are choosing to grow now. Through daily repetition, the affirmation moves from thought to identity. It's no longer something you just say. It becomes something you embody. You begin to notice small shifts. You pause before reacting. You stand up straighter. You approach difficulty with a different posture. because your mindset has been primed. And in time, the gap between who you are and who you aspire to be begins to close, not through chance, but through repeated direction of thought. Each morning becomes a reset, not just of the body, but of the internal compass. Your affirmation reminds you of the values you want to live by. In a world that constantly pulls your attention outward, the simple act of speaking truth to yourself first thing in the day becomes an act of self-leadership. It is not grand or loud, but it is powerful because it decides how you walk through your day, aware, engaged, and aligned with your deeper intention. Strength does not arrive by accident. It is not gifted by time, nor is it awakened by comfort. True strength is not something you wait to feel. It is something you earn through practice, through repetition, and through conscious effort. It is built, not found. And like any structure that must endure storms, it requires a solid foundation and consistent construction. To believe that strength will simply show up when needed is to misunderstand its nature. Strength shows up when you've already been building it, quietly, daily, without applause. Physical strength is perhaps the most visible form, and even it takes time. Weights lifted consistently, form practiced mindfully, limits pushed patiently. But inner strength, the kind that steadies you in uncertainty or grounds you in chaos, is no different. It is forged in the small, often invisible choices you make each day when you choose discipline over distraction, presence over avoidance, courage over comfort. These choices may seem small in the moment, but they are bricks. And brick by brick, you build your strength, waiting for the right mood or ideal conditions before acting weakens your muscle of resolve. If you only train when you feel inspired, you'll remain dependent on inspiration. If you only speak up when you feel confident, your voice will waver when it's truly needed. To build strength means to act even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's uncomfortable, because strength is not developed in the easy moments. It is proven in the hard ones. And the hard moments don't announce themselves ahead of time. You must be ready before they arrive. Every moment you push forward, when quitting would be easier, adds to your strength. And that strength becomes part of who you are. Not a temporary surge of willpower, but a deep-rooted identity. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone waiting to be ready, but as someone preparing daily. This shift from passive hoping to active building transforms the way you walk through life. You are no longer seeking strength outside of yourself. You are cultivating it from within. There's a quiet dignity in the person who builds strength in silence, not for show, not for praise, but because they know life will demand it. They know that one day they will be tested, not in a dramatic moment, but in a subtle one when patience wears thin, when uncertainty looms, when no one is watching. And in that moment, they will not need to search for strength. They will already have it, because they built it morning after morning, choice after choice. There's a quiet illusion many fall into, the belief that motivation must come first, that we must feel ready before we act. But feelings are like the weather, constantly shifting, influenced by things beyond your control. If you rely on emotion to lead your actions, your direction in life becomes unstable. One moment you move forward with purpose, the next you're paralyzed by doubt or fatigue. Real progress begins when you stop depending on how you feel and instead commit to what you value. Motivation is fleeting. One day it may be strong, The next it may vanish without explanation. It is not dependable. But discipline is steady. Discipline does not care about your mood. It does not wait for the perfect conditions. It shows up when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, when it's cold and quiet, and there is no one else to remind you. Discipline is a choice made regardless of emotion, and it is what builds the life you truly want, not just the life you feel like having today. Consider this: if you only moved when you were motivated, how often would you delay your growth? How often would your habits collapse, your goals drift, your sense of purpose weaken? Emotion is powerful, yes, but it must be guided, not obeyed. You cannot build something lasting on a foundation that shifts with every passing feeling. Instead, you build on principles, on commitments made in stillness, not in the rush of emotion. When you begin your day by affirming, "I do not wait for strength, I build it," you are not speaking to your emotions. You are speaking to your higher self, the part of you that chooses long-term growth over short-term comfort. You remind yourself that effort must come before inspiration, not after it. You train your mind to act with intention, even when your heart hesitates. In time, this becomes your nature, to act because it is right, not because it is easy or exciting. This shift from emotion to intention changes everything. It frees you. No longer are you a servant to how you feel in the moment. You are no longer waiting to be inspired. You are becoming the kind of person who inspires through action. Emotions still come and go, but they no longer dictate your path. Your compass is set by something deeper, and that depth is where real strength lives, not in fleeting bursts of motivation, but in the quiet, steady rhythm of discipline. No matter how yesterday unfolded, whether it was filled with mistakes, doubts, fatigue, or victories, this morning arrives untouched. It brings with it no memory, no judgment. It offers a clean canvas, and it does not ask who you were. It only asks who you are willing to become today. This is the quiet gift of each sunrise, the chance to begin again, to reset your posture, to realign your actions, to recommit without carrying the weight of regret or the pressure of perfection. It is easy to be trapped by the past. The mind tends to replay what went wrong, what was missed, what could have been said or done differently. But growth does not happen by circling old failures. It happens by choosing new actions in the present. Each morning gives you permission to stop dragging yesterday into today. It invites you to respond instead of react, to build instead of blame, to take the next right step no matter how far you think you've strayed. When you open your eyes in the morning, you are also opening a new door. The question is, will you walk through it with awareness, or will you drift through it on autopilot? Opportunity doesn't always come as something dramatic or obvious. Often it comes in the form of a decision. To get up when it's easier to lie still, to breathe deeply when the mind wants to race, to speak truth when silence feels safer. Small decisions made consciously become powerful shifts over time. Telling yourself, "I do not wait for strength, I build it," at the start of your day is a declaration that this new beginning will not be wasted. It means you understand that life does not reward waiting. It rewards action. And the first action always is the decision to show up, not perfectly, not always enthusiastically, but intentionally. With each new morning, you have a fresh chance to strengthen what matters most: your focus, your discipline, your direction. This perspective, seeing each day as opportunity, frees you from the heaviness of failure and the illusion of delay. It helps you stop postponing your growth until conditions improve, until you feel ready, until someone else validates your path. The opportunity is not out there. It is here in front of you, waiting for your awareness. Each morning says, begin, and it is up to you to respond, not by wishing, but by walking forward with deliberate steps. In a world that moves quickly and pulls you in countless directions, it is easy to begin your day already lost. The mind wakes and drifts toward tasks, notifications, and the expectations of others before your feet even touch the floor. This is why intention is essential. Intention is not a task on your to-do list. It is the compass behind everything you do. To anchor yourself in intention means to return to your center before the world tries to pull you away from it. When you act without intention, you become reactive. You respond to demands, not direction. You let circumstances choose your state of mind instead of choosing it yourself. But when you begin your day with a clear intention, spoken inwardly, rooted deeply, you reclaim authority over your own energy. The simple act of saying, I do not wait for strength, I build it, is an intentional act. It is a conscious planting of direction in the soil of your mind before anything else can grow there. Intention gives meaning to effort. It transforms a workout into discipline, a conversation into connection, a routine into a ritual. Without it, even good habits can become empty. You may move through the day efficiently, but not meaningfully. To anchor yourself in intention is to remind yourself not just of what you're doing, but why. Why you rise early, why you seek calm instead of chaos, why you choose growth over ease. This clarity doesn't remove difficulty, but it gives you reason to endure it. Think of intention as the root system beneath a tree. You don't always see it, but it's what holds everything stable. When challenges come, when distractions arise, when emotions try to sway you, your intention keeps you grounded. You can return to it, breathe into it, and act from it. It's what allows you to remain steady when others are tossed by the wind. Because you know what you are here to do, and you know who you are choosing to be while doing it. So each morning, take a moment not just to move, but to mean something. Let your intention be the first thing you align with, not your calendar, not your notifications, your intention. Say your words slowly, deliberately. I do not wait for strength, I build it. Let them carry weight. Let them connect you to your path. Because without intention, even effort can become misdirected. But with it, even a quiet step becomes a powerful move forward. Growth is not something that happens all at once. It is not a single breakthrough, a sudden transformation, or a moment of clarity that changes everything forever. Growth is built in the daily effort, the repeated, often unseen commitment to becoming just a little more aware, a little more disciplined, a little more honest with yourself than you were yesterday. It is not always dramatic, but it is always deliberate. And that deliberate effort is what sets growth apart from mere change. There is no shortcut to becoming stronger, mentally, emotionally, or physically. Each layer of growth is earned through consistency, not convenience. You grow not by waiting for life to become easier, but by learning to rise and face it with greater resilience. Some days, the effort feels smooth and energizing. Other days, it feels slow and heavy. But both are necessary. The easy days build momentum. The hard days build character. And growth depends on your willingness to keep going regardless of how it feels. Daily effort is not about perfection. It is about presence. It's about choosing to show up, especially when excuses whisper in your ear. It means doing the work even when no one is watching, even when no immediate reward is given, even when progress feels invisible. Because that is how lasting transformation works. The most important changes do not happen in public. They happen in private. Early in the morning, during quiet decisions, in the space between thought and action, by repeating the affirmation, I do not wait for strength, I build it. You remind yourself that growth is your responsibility, not someone else's, not something that arrives on a better day. Each time you speak those words, you plant a flag in the ground and say, here, today, I begin again. This isn't just motivational talk. It's a mindset of ownership. And when you own your growth, no obstacle can take it from you, because it is no longer something that happens to you. It is something you create. Think of daily effort like drops of water. A single drop seems insignificant, but over time, with patience and persistence, those drops carve through stone. Your growth works the same way. Each effort, each mindful decision, each time you return to your values instead of your impulses, you are carving out a new path. You may not always see the results immediately, but they are forming quietly, powerfully, because effort given consistently will always lead to growth if you stay with it long enough.